Guys, I'm here at work, but I've cried. I have the serviette. I always come with it at work. I've cried. I think you can see from my eyes. There's a kid in Kenya who is 14 years. So I've seen people posting and everything, but I had not watched the video. So right now I've just watched the video. The kid is 14 years old, a boy, taking care of his 4 siblings. Sometimes we just have to be grateful because the story is not. He left school last year because the mother. Okay, let me just paraphrase and say what I wanted to say. That kid went and look after suffering for that long. I don't know how long, but I'm continuing to watch. I'm still watching. But the few things that I've caught is that his mother is like giving birth with different men. Like, yeah, so he's 14 years with a different father. The second born the same, but now he's a little bit. The others are below the age. Like, of course they are minors, but the others are behind. So it has reached a point. His mother has given birth in March, and the mother is going like waking up in the morning and going the whole day, leaving the infant in the house, and then she just goes the whole day. Remember, we are in April, so the baby, according to him, is 5 weeks. So 5 weeks, the mother just wakes up and goes. She doesn't know how the baby will eat. So the boy is the one who is now feeding the baby, going to work to make sure his brothers are eating. And he's saying when they don't have food, they just boil water and then they put salt and then they bring and sleep. And the mother is nowhere to be seen. Remember, the mother has left behind a 5 weeks old kid. If I'm just saying this, if I'm not saying it's bad to give birth, but if you know you will not take care of the kids, just don't give birth. Because even the boy is asking, because the story, there's someone who always helps people in Nairobi. That's in Nairobi. We call them Vijiji villages in Nairobi. So there's someone, he had, the person was around their area. So he made sure and to meet that person because he always helps. He was going to look for help. Now that person put the story on TikTok and everything, and people have they helped him to, I think, to give the Kenyans. They contributed around, he has said 120,000, something like that. But before that, the boy, this story is for this week, like in April, the second last week, I think, or the 15th, somewhere there, mid April. So the person has helped, but now they are now being featured in the national television. So that's where I'm watching from. The kid is saying sometimes he asks himself why he was kuzaliwa ni kusemaje? Why was he born? Because it's like he was born in a world where he's supposed to just like, if a child reaches that point to ask that question, you have failed as a parent. I'm not a parent, but it's very painful. Even myself, I feel the pain because I know how. I always complain about my hardship, but I cannot complain because of this story. The kid is 14 years old, has left school because of his brothers. The mother does not care. the mother has a 5 weeks old baby, and she just lives in the morning and never comes back. So it's the responsibility of the boy child, the firstborn, that boy, 14 years old, the firstborn, to take care of the. He's saying he goes to the works that he does. He goes to the trash. What is it called? The trash area. It's a larger area, so he goes there to look for steel or plastic so that he can go and weigh them in kilos to be paid, and then if he gets 200, he takes 100 for the rent, 100 to eat, and it's not like every day. So the day that he doesn't have the money, or he did not get work, because of course you cannot give work to a kid, but now it's the village, at least they give you. Sometimes he fetches water for people, they give. It's If you cannot provide for kids that you want to bring in this world, please don't give birth. I'm not saying that because I also don't have a kid, but that's why I said I never said this, but if I know it will be a burden, I better stay alone. Because even myself alone, taking care of myself, it's very like hard for me. And then you give birth to 5 kids with different fathers, and the fathers, they are not in the children's. I'm not criticizing anyone, but I'm just saying, if you can't provide for your kids, please don't bring them to come and suffer in this world. We always suffer, but this story, no. I've cried today. I think even my eyes are hurting. See, this is the story. Look, the baby. Here. Hi guys. How are you doing? It's the following day after I ranted, but I'm still going to rant. But right now, uh, the rain is almost here, so I wanted to go and look for some vegetables at the market, the small market here. So I want to go right now. I had removed all this to fold, but because that can be done in the house, I want to finish everything that I can do from outside. I've already burned my trash, so I just want to go and look for vegetables, and then come, because everything else, the washing and everything, is inside the house. When it rains, I'll be okay. So I'll see you in a few. So guys, I'm from outside. I bought a few things. These spring onions and 2 capsicums, and then we have 3 tomatoes, and then we have meat, though it's not from the person I usually buy, but this one was fresh at least, so I'm going to cook this. I showed you I was going to the market. I didn't find the veggies that I was looking for, but yeah, I went to the market. My meat is cooking, almost ready, so I'm just here like folding these clothes. Then I start. Right now it's 6 p.m, so I just want to fold the clothes, then I'll start doing dishes and everything, because I said once, I'm always active at night. Yeah, in the evening I'm active. So with what I said yesterday while at work, I was talking because I was so pissed. I've never started a video like that, but also I didn't want to start the video yesterday like that. But that story, of that kid, it was so touching. I know I said what I said and I meant it. If you cannot provide for your kids, like, okay, I know it will have like some few debates, but I don't mean that if you have everything, that's when you can have kids. If you know you can take care of them, it doesn't matter, because if I say the way I said it, it's like only the rich can have kids, not the poor. But what I meant is, if you know you will give birth to babies and then you don't take care of them, don't, like, Don't give birth to them. This, we have poor people. As I said, I didn't grow up in a rich family, and I have seen how my dad struggles, how my mom struggles because of us. That's what I mean. You can have kids, but at least make sure they're okay. If you don't have food, the kids will know our parents tried their best, but we didn't have food, so we slept hungry. Not forcing your kids, the ones they didn't. You know, in Africa, there's a saying. It's not a saying really, but it's like I don't know the concept, but it's always like when the kid and the parent, like, they have an argument, then the kid tells the parent, I did not write a letter for you to give birth to me. In Swahili it sounds better. It's like sikuandika barua unizae. So in English, I'm translating directly. It's like, I didn't send a letter to be born. That way, I'm just saying, we're not supposed to tell our parents like that, but my point is, when you're bringing kids to the world, they did not ask for it. You decided, right? Even if you didn't decide, but you knew they will come, okay? The decision was by you. So when you bring them to the world, make sure you take care of them. Even if you are poor, but it's better you sleep hungry with your kids. You have tried your best, but you're sleeping hungry with your kids. Or not like you have to have a place, a farm, like a land you build and then have kids. We have different decisions, but when you decide to have them, make sure you'll make ends meet. Even if they will not meet, like, you'll not find food and everything, you have tried, but not forcing the kid to be the father and mother of your other kids. And that boy said, the mother, like, they're five. The last born now was born March, so I don't know if it's a she or he, but it's the last born is 5 weeks, and the mother just wakes up in the morning and then goes like that. 5 weeks infant needs to breastfeed, needs food, like the breastfeeding, and you're like, you just get up and go. Why did you bring the kid to this world? The thing that hurt me the most, it's when that boy, the 14-year-old, the firstborn now, said, because I think he was asked, when you see other kids going to school and you're not going, how do you feel? The boy said he felt bad, and then he was like asking God why he was born in this terrible world. Imagine a kid saying that. The kid was narrating that story, and he was not shedding any tear. It's because he has received, or he has suffered until I cried, and the kid was just narrating his story, and it was just okay. Because I think, when you have been hurt or you have gone through much pain, there's no tears that will come. I just decided to finish this here as I fold my cloth, because I've not been okay since I watched that story. I know we are born in different, like, societies and different, like, it's not like we are all rich or we are all poor, but even if you are poor, we have the right to give birth. And even the Bible says we should come, we came here to fill the earth. But it did not mean you are the only one who is supposed to fill the earth. We are many. So if I fill the earth alone, and you're not you decide to fill the earth you alone, you give birth to several kids with different baby daddies. The baby daddies, like, I think the I don't even know, but I don't want to judge the mother. But again, I'm judging her, because why bring the kid, then you make them suffer? So all those all those kids, they don't have the fathers. So the mother is a single mother. It's okay. You did not decide to be a single mother, but you already have the kids. Make sure even if it's little, the kids will know our mother tried their best. It's not like you're just, I think the more I continue talking, I'm contradicting myself. But what I mean is, if you decide to have kids, and I'm always praying, when I decide I'll have kids, I know I decided I will. Of course, I decided, and I always pray and I say, if I have them, God help me to make sure they live a better life than I was raised in. So if I was raised in a poor background, but we could have food, I pray my kids to at least not experience the same life I did, to be better, even if it will not be, if by all means I've tried and it's not better, at least it's better than what I like the life I lived. That's the thing. You try your best to your kids not to live the same life you lived. For the rich, it will be different, but for the poor, if you were born in a poor family, you always try your best so that your kids could. Because the suffering you receive when you're growing up in a poor background, it's so much. So I'm eating meat. It's ready. I'll show you in a minute. So I'm just. I wanted to clear my couch and bed before I start washing utensils and also mopping. But I know today's video is different because I've talked a lot. Yesterday I was so pissed. I was crying, really crying. I cried. My eyes were red. They were puffed. My I I cried until when I came here at night. I looked at myself in the mirror. Kuparara. I don't know kuparara kwa English. In English, how like I was so kuparara. It's like ashy. You appear ashy. That's when you have not applied oil on your skin, the way it appears. So I cried until my skin was that way because I was just like wiping the tears. That story was. I'm just saying that because sometimes I complain. Not sometimes, most of the times when I see the things that I'm working for, they're not going the way I expected. I always complain. I'm not a complainer, but I always like feel, how can I say it? Feel like I'm a failure, but I also feel bad because it's like I've not done. And also sometimes I question God. Of course, I'm a human being. I question God, and I'm sometimes pissed at him. But when I saw the story, I said, God, thank you. Let me just be grateful with with what I have. You have given me good health. You gave me good parents. I'm not saying any other parents, the other parents are not good, but I thank God for my parents. I said again, once I said, my dad does not have a good job and is the only one who was working while we were at school. And he made sure we all went through school, through secondary school. The wish of my dad was just to pay for us until secondary. Then, if you pass to go to the university, he will make sure you go. But if you do not, you can go and do some work. Then you can join college later. Because at least from high school, college you can pay for yourself if you want, and like that. So my dad's wish was just his kids to finish high school, and then when you pass to go further, he will make sure you go there. But if you do not, at least you have the high school diploma or high school degree. And I thank God for that, because we suffered. I said we there's a time we always slept hungry because we are many. We were five. I'm at school boarding. My sister and other sister school boarding. The other three still. So it was like my dad should just make sure we go through school, because the suffering is for just some few years or some few months. Then we will be okay. But what I'm saying, if you know you cannot afford the thing that I'm saying, all this to say that it's better you. I always say this in Kenya. I don't know how it will sound in English, but it's like it's better I sleep in a trench with my kids, you see, than to leave them behind. So like the boy was saying, because he was asked, why didn't you think of going to the streets or becoming a thief, as many people think that's the best way, and also doing drugs? The boy said, I thought about it, and I say I knew my brothers are the ones who will suffer. So I just decided to take care of them so that when they become big, they'll know I took care of them. Imagine a boy, like he's literally a baby saying that he decided to just take care of his siblings, because if he goes to the street, the brothers will suffer. And then he was asked, when was the last time you ate meat? Then he said, in December 2024. We are in 2026. And then also he said, when they go to the, because he said they go to the trash to collect the plastics and the steel so that they can go measure, and then they are given money. So he was saying, if they don't have the money, I know I'm not in the frame because I'm holding the clothes. So I was saying, he was asked when, no, not asked, but he was saying, when they go, after he has gone to the trash and done the things or fetched water and be paid, they always go to the shop to buy maybe the food. So sometimes he goes with the brothers. You know, the brothers are so little. They have I think a huge age gap, because he's 14. I think the one following him is not even 10. So he was saying, when they go to the shop, the brothers ask him, why don't you buy for us a TV? Why don't you buy us meat? Can you buy us this? Imagine. Your brothers don't know. It's not like, it's not your responsibility, but you are trying. Your mother is not there to take care of you. So you are trying, but they don't know that. You know how innocent children are. So imagine 14-year-old, the boy is still innocent, but he has been given the responsibility of a mother, of a father at that young age. He left school last year. He was in grade 8. He did not finish because of the issues. That's why I always say my call in this world is to help people. And I always pray to God and I say, God, help me and help me. I want to be that person who helps people. So, like stories like this, so that for us to know this story, there's a person who does TikTok, and he helps people. So that's why we knew the story. And I'm grateful that some people like that in this world who helps others. Because imagine that kid. So that's why I was saying, I said this even before, like last year, I think, or I don't know when, but I said it earlier. I feel like my call in this, or my goal in this life, is to help other people. And I always pray, because mostly help is for comes from money, because like the kid needs money for good housing, for food, for school, for clothes. It's money. So I always pray, God, to help me to have money. That's what I always pray, because I know I will not change my heart, because you know yourself, money changes people. But I know if you have gone through suffering in your life and you get money, you always feel that you need to, if you see a person in that situation, the same situation you were, you feel like it's your responsibility to help. That's what I always want. And I know I'll not change. I'll not change. I'll be the person to help people, even if it's not on camera, because I already said once, I always help, and I don't say it. Mostly because I don't have money, a lot of money, but mostly on Christmas season, I always give. I give, and nobody knows, but I give. During December, that I'm not saying the other months I don't give. It's just that month of December, it's always my best month. I always feel like it's month of giving. So December, I always give, even if I'm just working. Someone, I don't know how to say it, but I always give. Even if you're charging me something for this amount and I know it's this amount, I always add. It's like tipping. In Kenya, there's no tipping. And I know in the first world countries, there you tip your, maybe the hotel servants, or you tip people. But in Kenya, you just give from your heart, because there's no tipping. So I always tip people whenever I buy something, and I feel if you give me a good service, if I see someone, okay, that's my prayer. God to help me to have money, because even if we say money is not everything, I think we are wrong. Money is like everything, because at least you have, if you have small money, it's better than to have nothing completely, because everything is, you exchange, it's like you buy everything, so you need money. So I think this video, I don't know how it will go, but I think it will not be a vlog. I've just been touched by that story, so a vlog will be in another video, so that I can just feel like I not, because right now I have mixed emotions. I feel like oh, I feel like I cannot do a vlog and then combine with this, because well, it's hard. I know life is hard. It's hard. And if I was someone who thinks like to take the easiest way out, I could not be here. It's just that, like that, how that kid said, if I could go to the streets, it's like he's not thinking about himself, he's thinking about others. Because tell me why a 14-year-old is thinking about his brothers. Like if he goes to the street, they will be the one suffering. Other people just think about themselves. They're like, hey, I cannot continue suffering from here, I can go to the streets and get some sleep there, or I don't know, be a thief and take people's property without their permission, because they think about themselves. But this kid is thinking about their brothers, because in this world that we are living right now, many people think about themselves. But I love the way he said, but he's so mature than even me in my years. He's so mature. He was, if you can just go and look for that. For those who it's a Kenyan. For those who are Kenyans, I know you know the story. If I could have a way to help him, I could right now. I could, because I felt there's something that Kenyans do. Like if you have an issue, maybe a problem, they show up for you. Kenyans are we are very, because I'm a Kenyan, let me just say we are sometimes very bad people on the internet, but we know how to show up for for people who need help, because we show up. So when that's being said, sometimes there's something that we call the mobile banking or mobile money. So when someone like that have an issue and they need cash, like they need money, of course, or medical help, they go to the app we use mostly in Kenya is M-Pesa. So they go and that company, and then they remove something we call a pay bill number. So when they remove that pay bill number, we can send money in that pay bill number to help that person. But I have not seen that pay bill number. If I see it, even if it's 100 shillings, I'll send to that kid. I know me sleeping hungry for one day, it will not make me die. Me, because the kid was saying they don't even eat for sometimes when they don't have food, they just boil water and then they put salt and they drink it like that. But me, as Jules, me, I have at least what is it called, maize flour I can cook. So giving them even 100 shillings or sending to that pay bill even 200, it will not make me go hungry, and at least I eat every day, so it will not make me go hungry. Most of the time I don't have money, because I said I have a lot of things. So when I just get paid, I distribute the money, and then I remain like that. But I can afford even the 200 I'll send. But I've not seen. I'll make sure I go tomorrow as I go to work. I'll look for if they have a pay bill. I'll have to. God, the Bible says God will. I don't know. I don't want to say something that is not in the Bible, but it says God rewards, or a cheerful giver, something about a cheerful giving. It's not like you feel like the pain of others, so you want to help. It will not, you give it cheerfully. That's me. I know I don't have money. Like right now, even I don't have I'm just waiting for my work to give me the transport money. That's it. But I don't have money. But I can spare 200 to give that family. I'll do that. And I've done that not once, not to the same family, of course, because there are different people who they have. Whenever they air a story that's touching and people need money, like financial help, I always give, because I said they removed a pay bill where you can send the money. But for this case, I didn't see it. But I'll make sure tomorrow, because the person who helped the boy said the Kenyans gave out like 120,000 when he aired the story. So I am guessing there's a pay bill somewhere. It's just that I didn't see, because the story I was seeing it when I was coming here. But tomorrow I'll make sure I find that pay bill so that I can give. I love giving because it makes me feel good. Yeah, sometimes it's not like for the other person. I always give because of myself. I when giving I feel good. So that's what I always want. So I've talked so much until I've finished folding, so I want to go and arrange them there and then wash my utensils and cook supper, then take a shower, and that will be it for today. I wanted to do a vlog, but it's not possible. It's not like it's not possible, it's just that I've talked too much already, and the video is different from the vlog. So I hope you have enjoyed, and also you can let me know what you think about what I've said. I hope I've not offended anyone, but that's the truth. If you cannot take care of the kids, just don't bring them to the world so that they can suffer. I know suffering, we have to suffer, all of us, yes, but the suffering that I'm saying is to make your kid to be the mother of your other kids when you're not there and you are alive. That's so bad. I'm not saying we should all have money or we should do what, but I'm saying even if you don't have money, struggle with your kids. You'll sleep hungry, I know, because we did, but the kids will see our parent did their best. Not like, because it's tough, let me go, leave them. It's like you don't care. So you just leave them so that you don't even care if they will live or die. That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying that we should all be rich, because that's impossible. But when you decide to have a kid, remember, it's your decision. It's not the kid's decision. You decided to bring that kid to this world. So make sure, even if the life is hard, don't let your kid question why they are here on earth. Because I know there are poor people and they stick together. That's what I mean. Stick together. Make sure the kids feel the unity, even if you don't have nothing. Sometimes it's not all about money. It's just about being there. Yeah. Because even I know from the family that I come from, it's not because of the money, but it's the effort we put, or your parents put. So like right now, I always applaud my dad, my mom, because I saw how my dad struggled with the job that does not pay anything, but we are here. Don't come here judging what I'm saying. I know it may sound bad to other people, but if I'm hitting your nerve, just know you're doing something wrong. But if you know it's right, do something right. The kid, you bring the kid to the world, make sure you protect them, at least protection, at least. Because of course, even if I pray to God that we become rich, all of us, we have to have classes: the rich, the poor, the everything, the middle class. But don't make your children take your responsibilities, forcing them. It's not like even you're giving them a choice. You are forcing your kids to take your responsibilities because you have failed. See you in the next vlog, because I'm now becoming harsh. See you.